Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody out in South Florida is safe right now. Be careful with the flooding. Wild ride. It was like a 2-hour trip for me trying to get home back from the Miami studios today. So easy does it out there. It's a crazy weather week. Everybody needs to be patient with each other. And, we'll get through this. We are veterans at crazy-ass weather down here in South Florida. A couple things of note for the Heat fan out there that have been up in the fodder, if you will. So, first off, Russell Westbrook. I bring this up for a couple of reasons. One, I think in the last Heat video I did was on Nikola Jovic, and he had mentioned that his GOAT was Russell Westbrook. Well, wouldn't you know it? How about this? The Miami Heat, according to Bovada, I get these all the time. I get these type of emails from like odds makers of such and such is the favorite to go here. Heat are always somewhere on the list. However, if he leaves the LA Clippers, if he opts out of his contract, I think he's in the middle of a 2-year deal, the Miami Heat are the favorite to land Russell Westbrook. Not even an LA Clippers return, which is at plus 400 according to them. They go Miami Heat plus 300, Bulls plus 325, and then I believe an OKC reunion is in there as well, which would be kind of a cool story. It would be kind of a cool story for Russell Westbrook to have one last send-off with the OKC Thunder, especially with how they are. But Miami is the favorite, and I thought this interesting for the reasons of he is Nikola Jovic's GOAT. That is his favorite player. He loved watching Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has always felt like a very fascinating case of what would he be like coming over to the Miami Heat. Old, does not exactly infuse a youth movement into the Miami Heat. Obviously a guy with a ton of credentials, former MVP, plays his ass off. I would say that is probably the thing that intrigues me the most about bringing a Russell Westbrook here. You know, he's not necessarily in the situation that he would be with the LA Clippers, where it's like you have James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, and then you have to fit Russell Westbrook in there somehow. You got to put him off the bench. But he had gone into that role of he's been more used to being a reserve guy and could fit into that realm. The one thing I would say that I would like about a Russell Westbrook on the Miami Heat, dude plays his ass off. I mean, plays his ass off, plays very hard, and is just, for his speed and what he's able to play with, is usually very, very available. And, I just think for a Heat team needing guys who can go out there and give you that kind of burst, that kind of energy, that's a useful thing to have. That did play less than 70 last year, but is typically a guy who will try and give his all and bring you everything that he can to the table. The year before that's 73, year before that's 78. Man, it would have put you amongst the leaders with the Heat, although 68 would have probably put him amongst the leaders with the Miami Heat last year too. But again, I think as far as, what don't you love about it? I mean, look, certainly not near the production that he was with an MVP season. How happy would he be with a role like that? I don't know, because he'd be looking for a place where he can kind of revitalize himself and be infused into more of a starring role. Would he be happier in that type of a place? Or would this be something where he could find himself with Miami and is into just being an element of being that vet? Does that matter if, does it differ if they bring back a situation with Jimmy Butler? Because, yeah, it would have to be in a bench role. If you just look at the roster as is right now, Jimmy, Terry, Tyler, Bam, Nico, all right, not going to fit into the starting backcourt, but could he provide something for the nights that Jimmy does miss games at the clip that he does? Could he provide something at the games that Tyler misses games, which is this is the unfortunate thing you got to account for. So having that insurance policy of a guy who could kind of fill in everywhere, but a tried and true guy, and there's always that element of the Heat culture, I don't always know who the best fits are for that, but typically the Miami Heat can get the best out of anybody for a short time, can get somebody to buy in. Maybe like Kyle Lowry notwithstanding. Does have the relationship, of course, too, with Kevin Love. If Kevin Love does make a return to the Miami Heat, you have the UCLA trio, I guess it would be that point, with Russ, Jaime, Kevin Love. So there's some intrigue there. I get the connections. It feels like one that's always been on the outskirts of Miami, but has never really come into fruition. Certainly wouldn't look at it as like, hey, that's the move that's going to make any difference with the Miami Heat. But I certainly can see some of the benefits of it, with especially some of the durability questions that your other guys have. Just to have somebody who knows what it's like to be in that type of a role, and certainly can fill up the stat sheet all over the place. So intriguing. The other thing that came out today that was of note for Heat fans, if you're in the whaling department, is there's a report from Yahoo Sports, and it says, here's the thing that's making headlines that I got notified on from the national aggregating apps. But it said Cleveland originally set forth the goal of replacing former head coach J.B. Bickerstaff by the NBA draft, prioritizing offensive innovation and creativity. A Cavaliers roster that is still expected at this juncture to feature guards Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and a front court combination of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Despite the wealth of interest for both Garland and Allen on the trade market, Cleveland is not expected to entertain any trade offers for the members of its core four at this time, sources said, while league-wide expectation only grows that Mitchell will sign his contract extension with the club that acquired him back in September of 2022. Now, here's what I would say about this. This is an article by Jake Fisher, I think known to be a pretty credible guy nationally. Maybe not like the preeminent national guy, but it is an article discussing the coaching search, right? So it's talking about the three candidates the Cavaliers will have in town this week to interview for Cleveland's head coaching vacancy. Pelicans associate head coach James Borrego, Warriors assistant Kenny Atkinson, and Micah Nori from the Timberwolves. This is what I would say. I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to have any type of parameters out there to their new head coaching candidates that they're going to get rid of people. Okay. Colby Altman put this public front up at his State of the Cavaliers address a couple weeks ago. And it said, like, he debunked a lot of, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell can't work together. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen can't work together. They brought in Max Strus for a big deal last year. They tried to add some shooting. They were banged up. Didn't really feel like they got their full deck. But everybody kind of acknowledges good team, weird fits, right? And it's already been out there in the ether that if Donovan Mitchell does sign his extension, that Darius Garland's people, Clutch, who are known to make a stink, that they're going to try and seek some kind of a trade. But I'm still skeptical on this whole, things have changed with Donovan Mitchell, we know. I don't know about that. I think Donovan Mitchell, the thing that, Donovan Mitchell, there's things on him on Twitter, liking, people don't realize how great Cleveland is. Which, by the way, I'm going to miss the Twitter likes. That's going to be, I love being boots on social media and getting an insight into, I love the passive aggressive likes on things. I think that's one of the great features on social media. So I'm upset that Elon Musk is getting rid of it. I wonder if that's like one of these things where either Elon Musk has weird likes that he doesn't want people to know about, or if he had this whole thing about Apple and privacy, you let people see what we like on the, I don't know. Who knows? Point is, I want to miss that feature, especially for fodder season. But Donovan Mitchell, before they erased that, he had some tweet, people don't realize how beautiful Cleveland is. Bull hunky, okay? If it's so beautiful, why is the guy vacationing right now in Tahiti? Nobody, it's pains me to say this, but in the words of Joe Kim Noah, nobody vacations in Cleveland. So you like the views. If he likes those views and he has to get the best Cleveland views there are at an Airbnb, trust me when I tell you, he's going to love the views down here. But I'm skeptical to just wrap my arms around a national report that says, oh, we're not expected to do anything when they're in the midst of trying to get a head coach, right? You know, from my standpoint, you get a new head coach, of course you're going to want your choice of like, hey, what direction are the Stars going to go in? Who's going to stick around? We're not going to trade anybody because it is a talented roster. Nobody can deny Cleveland has a talented roster. Little bit weird, not perfect, but talented. And I don't think any new head coach who's coming in here is going to want to deal with, oh, yeah, you're taking the job, but no Spida. Garland's going to make a stink. Jared Allen wants to get away from Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley wants to be the dude now. So I still am skeptical to put all that. I think we'll know more, obviously, when Donovan Mitchell signs the extension. He signs the extension, boom, another whale pipe dream detonated, and then we can go to the bargain bin that is Russell Westbrook. But I'm not putting a pin in any Cavs dreams as of yet, especially with them already being like there being rumors of players on the Heat roster that they are interested in should any deals get made. I'm still keeping up alert on that one for right now. Even though, you know, it's been a very long time, been a lot of downtime. I've been waiting for all this stuff. For now, I'm at a point where I'm skeptical on, oh, we know we're not doing this. We know you don't even know who your coach is yet. You know, what if the guy hates the coach? What if Donovan Mitchell, what if Evan Mobley doesn't like the coach? You can't tell me what you're going to do yet. The Heat don't even know what they're going to do yet. Hell, we got to figure out the Jimmy Butler situation with in regards to that too. But I don't know. I looked at that, I got that alert, and I was like, people are going to be like, oh, not expected. What do you think, Tobes? Dead in the water? Nah, not ready to call that fight yet.